Alrighty, so we are in P5, part 5 today. The goal is to subtract rational expressions. It's just a variation on addition. Check your warm-up here. All right, last call. Questions about the warm-up? Looked pretty good as I walked around. Not too bad. All right. I didn't get to this side of the room, though, yet. All right, let's subtract. So I'm getting right into it today. Notice your denominators are different. Boo. We can't subtract fractions when the denominators are different. So the first step is going to be identifying your common denominator. But before you do that, you can always read these steps too if you don't know what to do next. Step 1 is to factor the polynomials in the denominators completely. So that's where I'm going to go ahead and start. Step 1 in any good factoring problem is pull out a GCF. So I'd pull an X. So if I'm factoring this denominator right here, they have an X in common. So I'm going to pull the X out. And then X times X gets me back to the X squared. Bring down your plus. And then X times 1 gets you back to X. To factor your second denominator, you could AC group. 1 times 1 is 1. And then factors of 1 that make 2 would be 1x and 1x, and then group it up. Remember, another way of doing that is just to ask yourself what multiplies to x squared. Yeah, x times x sure does. And then what multiplies to 1 to give you 2? Just 1 and 1. So that's a little bit of a shortcut. You're allowed to do that shortcut as long as there's no number in front of the x squared. So that's step 1. You got to factor your denominators completely. And then for the rest of the problem, I kind of just use the factored denominators instead of the originals because it's just a little easier. So the first fraction is now 3 over x times x plus 1. The second fraction is now x plus 4 over x plus 1x plus 1. So that's step 1. Step 2, we got to find the common denominator. So we got to find our LCD. Because right now the denominators are different, and you can't subtract fractions when you have different denominators. So this was Tuesday's lesson. Also in your ed puzzle. So you would bring down the factors on the left. Oops. So I'll bring down the x and the x plus 1. And then I use my eyeballs to compare what I have written with the second denominator. And I just insert anything I didn't write down yet. Any takers on that part? What am I missing? Good, Royce?
The x plus 1.
Nice.
1 would cancel out.
Good. Yeah, I already wrote one of them. I only need one more. So I bring down one of the x plus 1s. If you brought down both, the problem will work out kind of for you. You end up with some really messy multiplication at the end. If you bring down both blue x plus 1s, you end up with a common denominator. It's just not the least common denominator. And it ends up giving you a lot more legwork. At the end, you'll get kind of cranky. Okay, after we find the common denominator, your job is to rewrite your problem so that it has the common denominator in it. Remember, that involves adjusting the top and bottom. So this is yesterday's lesson. I still haven't even crossed in today's new content. So the original problem is 3 over x times x plus 1. Bring down my minus here. And then I have x plus 4 over x plus 1, x plus 1. Okay, that's the original problem. I now have to rewrite these denominators so that they match the LCD. So I need this LCD to be in the bottom of the fraction. So I just have to ask myself again what's missing. So if I have x times x plus 1, but I need it to be x times x plus 1 times x plus 1, I'm missing the factor of x plus 1. So now it matches. See how they're the same? X times x plus 1 times x plus 1, x times x plus 1 times x plus 1. Okay, but what you do to the bottom of a fraction? you also have to do to the top. Anybody help me fix that second fraction? What's missing? Go ahead, Royce.
Put an X on the front of X plus 1.
Yeah. So that's missing the X. And then what you do to the bottom of a fraction, you also do to the top. So now it matches. You got X times X plus 1 times X plus 1. Most importantly, your denominators are now the same, which means we can finally get into today's lesson, the subtracting part. I don't have any terms yet, though, so I do have to distribute. So I'm going to distribute the 3 in. It's 3x plus 3 over x times x plus 1 times x plus 1. Bring down your minus. And then I'm going to distribute the x in, so that's x squared plus 4x. So that's x times x plus 1 times x plus 1. And then to teach subtraction for this guy here, because I'll see all sorts of signs get goobered up, I have a little, you know how we multiply by the reciprocal of the, Maya, you got to put that away. Maya, yeah. Honey, like now. That does you no favors. Okay, so you got to keep, change, switch. So what does that mean? We keep the first top. You change your subtraction to addition. And then we're going to switch all the signs in the second numerator. So we keep the first 3x plus 3, that's going to stay. You change your subtraction to addition. And then you switch all of the signs in the second numerator. So then it's yesterday's lesson. I'm adding. So keep, change, switch is the recipe for success today. So now I would go ahead and try to combine like terms. I always start when I add these things together, I start with my highest exponent. That way my answer's in standard form. So I'm gonna write the negative x squared first because that's the biggest exponent that I see. And then I have 3x and negative 4x. That's negative 1x. And then I have a plus 3. And then that's all over x times x plus 1 times x plus 1. You okay with that, Olivia?
Yeah, but that's just not how I thought we were going to do it.
Do you want to talk that out a little bit?
Well, you know how we like eliminated like common things or whatever?
Oh, yeah, when we were
That's
multiplying and
what I thought
dividing.
we were gonna do.
No, that'd be so nice. But that's not really the rule we have for adding and subtracting. That's for the when we add or subtract integers, fractions too, rational numbers. What's up, Royce?
Where did the 3 come from?
Yes, no.
So,
Imaginary one.
right here.
Oh, yeah.
And this 3, if you're wondering where this 3 came from, I had to distribute the 3 in. That's always a great question to ask. Like if you don't understand where a number came from, we've got to ask that question. I'm so sorry. What'd you say?
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I'm good now.
Okay,
I
good.
understand it.
Nice. You could try to factor the trinomial that's left over here, like pull out the negative, but it doesn't factor any further than that, so I would just leave it. All right, so it is a 4-step process. You know, we factored our denominators, and then we use that information to get our common denominator. And then once we had the common denominator, you got to rewrite your fractions so that they have the denominator in them. And then I could distribute in order to be able to subtract. Again, the rule or the phrase for the day is keep, change, switch. more importantly, where's the, all right. Why is that filled? All right, so this isn't such a bad thing that it's filled in. You can figure it out. All right, so our original problem, you have it in front of you. It's x over x squared minus 7x plus 6 and x over x squared minus 2x minus 24. So now I can go up and down the rows. Y'all can, everybody take a turn with a piece of the problem. So I crossed out the denominators because step 1 has you factoring those denominators. So we're going to start with Olivia. We'll start front corner today. X squared minus 7x plus 6.
It's gonna be, you're gonna do x and x in like the parentheses.
Good. And then factors of 6 that make negative 7.
6 and 1, that's gonna be negative.
Yeah, good job. So you get x minus 6x minus 1 as that first denominator, and then we're at Jaden. X squared minus 2x minus 24. How's that factor? There's a shortcut you could take. So you're thinking about things that multiply to give you x squared, which would be?
X and X.
Good. And then factors of negative 24 that make negative 2.
6 and 4.
Good, but one's positive, one's negative.
6x minus 4x.
So close.
4x minus 6x.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
So things that multiply to give you negative 24 were negative 6 and positive 4. And then x times x gives us our x squared. Okay. So now we got to write the LCD, right? So this is our friend Riley. You know what our LCD would be? Or at least what it starts with now? So it's x minus 6, x minus 1 to start with. And then what do you have to bring down from this right one? Nice job, yeah. So yeah, your LCD is x minus 6, x minus 1, x plus 4. The problem is right now, these don't have the common denominator. They just have a denominator. So this is Emma. Emma, what's missing from this first denominator that would make it the LCD?
X plus 4.
Yeah, so we need to plop an x plus 4 on the top and bottom of the first fraction. And then Emma, what would I need on the top and bottom of the second fraction?
X minus 1.
Nice job. So you see that I copied the original problem there in blue. And then thanks to Emma, I just inserted the pieces she told me to. So this first fraction was missing the x plus 4. So I put that on the top and bottom. And this might be where Olivia's like, hey, we have the like things on the top and bottom. I can cross them off, but we just put them there. So you don't want to take them off. They were essential in getting the denominators to be the same. And then thanks again to Emma, I had to put an x minus 1 on the top and bottom of the second fraction. Because that's the piece that the second fraction was missing. Okie dokie. So you see some arrows there. I'm distributing. So I guess we're at Mason. That first numerator, what's that now?
X2 plus 4x.
X squared plus 4x. And what's that second numerator?
X squared plus x.
The minus x.
Oh, minus x.
Yeah. And then I did my keep chain switch.
Yeah, because I have to break it down. 'Cause I,
Did you do the keep chain switch already? Yeah, but then it would have been the negative x squared there.
yeah.
So again, you can see it in red. I have the x squared plus 4x, and then I had x squared minus x, but then I keep, change, and I switched in blue here. The x squared became negative, and then the minus sign in between became positive. And then if you have x squared plus a negative x squared, those go away. And what we're gonna get is you add straight across the top, 4x plus x is 5x over that LCD. Okay, the next problem is a pass the pen problem. I'm gonna go ahead and let you try it. How this is gonna work, you're gonna take a few minutes to try it on your own. That way, you know, when the iPad slides to you to write on it, you have a minute. You wrote something down on your own iPad. And we'd be picking up with Sadie to start this one off because Mason just helped out. Let's do it again.